Yo, this is some crazy stuff right now. Like, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. This could literally tank the price of Crow token, in my opinion. They just minted 70 million new tokens. They just put like maybe it was more than that. It was like $7 billion that they just put into the market. I think it was like 70 billion tokens or something like that. And they literally just minted, Crypto.com, Cronos, right? Minted 70 billion new tokens, putting $7 billion into the market that they had previously burned back in 2021. And Zach XBT saw it and then exposed them live on Twitter. And for some reason, Crow token has not yet reacted. But this is literally them owning Crypto.com, Cronos, 70% of the circulating supply now of the Crow token. And that's absolutely insane. Going against the wishes of their community, everything. They don't care. And they basically said, look, we minted them, so what? So what's going to happen to the price of Crow token? Well, we're about to find out. So if you are here, I appreciate you. If you're here from Twitter, scroll up, hit the follow button. I'm sorry that it's not like actually showing up my streams. It's not showing my, oh, cool. Okay. So Larry, shout out Larry, because I was on the phone with Larry the other night and I was like, dude, I'm super mad at Twitter right now because my streams don't pop up. Like the video doesn't pop up anymore. Now it's popping up. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, Larry. Larry said, hey, you need to just disconnect your Twitter from your streaming platform and then reconnect it. And then boom, all of a sudden it works. So if you're here from Twitter, scroll up, hit the follow button, baby. We do this TA all the time, right? If you're here from YouTube, make sure that you smash the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe and then boom, baby, bang on that notification bell. I've got a little bit of news that I want to talk to people about. Some of it's going to be somewhat exciting to you. Some of it you're probably going to be like, what the hell, dude? What the hell, man? What the hell? Right? But it's all for a good cause. So with that being said, let's get into it, right? All right. So first and foremost, my really quick announcements, right? I'm not going to stream every day. Okay? And there's a reason for that. It is absolutely killing my YouTube algorithm. It is killing my YouTube algorithm. YouTube does not recommend my streams. And one thing that I have found out is that when you stream every single day, they stop recommending all of your previous streams, right? As soon as you post the next one, because they view stream as only relevant at that time, right? So in order to make sure that my long form videos are actually getting views, the ones that actually, not that the streams don't help people, the streams help people, but it helps very few people, right? Only, there's 24 people on the stream right now. It gets, anywhere from 100 to 200, maybe 300 views sometimes on YouTube on the stream, but almost every single one of my long form videos gets 300, 500, 1,000 views, right? So there's a lot more people that are benefiting from watching the long form videos. So I'm going to start teaching on long form videos as well. And that's good for people that can't show up to the streams as well, right? Because they might not even be alerted of those streams, but they're going to get alerted of those long form videos. So that's what we're going to do. I'm still going to stream, obviously, but I'll probably take it down to like every other day, like 2 or 3 times a week instead of every single day, right? So with that being said, we're still going to continue teaching people for the free 99 on the channel. And I'm also developing some stuff in the background for everybody that should be super exciting. I will let you know. We're close. We're really close to having it kind of like ready to rock. And so, I'll let you know as soon as it is. But with that being said, let's stop talking. Let's get straight into the charts, baby. Let me do my handy dandy transition. All right. Whoops. This was me actually just trying to check that my stream was on here. So let's get off of here. All right. So let's go through this really quick, and then we're going to get into the charts, and we're going to go and see what the hell is going to happen with the Crow token. Right. So Zach XBT essentially called these guys out, literally just a few minutes ago. I think it was like an hour ago. Okay. It was a lot longer than an hour ago. It was 12 hours ago. My bad, right? Might be a day late and $1 short on this. Is this a shortable opportunity for Crow? I mean, this isn't the first time that they have been in hot water, okay? So if you remember back in, I believe it was 2022, late 22, early 23. So I own a company. It's called Wolfer Finance, right? And it does master and validator nodes. And we were wanting to do a validator node for the Cronos chain, the crypto.com Crow chain, right? And we were stacking up enough Crow to be able to do that validator, right? And you have to be in the top 100. There's a point to this story. You have to be in the top 100 validators. So we had to like buy it at, different prices and things of that sort, kind of like average our way into it. And so anyways, this crazy news comes out. This is back right after FTX had happened, right? So this is early 2023. And the proof of reserves thing narrative was just going absolutely bonkers, right? And crypto.com got sent like some notices and also allegedly helped Gate.io, which an on-chain sleuth found this out. When Gate.io was trying to show its proof of reserves, apparently crypto.com sent a bunch of like ETH and all these different, like I'm talking millions and millions and millions, right? Like a ridiculous amount of money to Gate.io. And then Gate.io was like, oh, look, here's our proof of reserves. So it looked like they were helping them prop their books up. And I was like, uh-oh, Crow's about to go down. So this isn't the first time, and we nullified ourselves from that entire ecosystem at that point because I was like, this is looking weird. So this is not the first time that Crow and Crypto.com has been in hot water. So they actually reversed a 70 billion Crow, what was supposed to be a permanent token burn that they did back in 2021 to take down the supply. And then they just reminted that 70 billion tokens, which is worth $7 billion right now. And somehow Crow has not changed. How is that possible? Look at this. How is it up from 8 cents to 11 cents, right? How is that up when they now own 70% of the supply and they just minted 70 billion new tokens? How is Crow up? That's all I'm saying. Okay. Now, Zach XBT obviously called these guys out. And this is from back in the day. In 2021, 70 billion Crow were burnt in one of the most significant burn transactions in history. Under today's proposal, an equal number of tokens will be reissued on Crow POS into a Cronos strategic reserve escrow wallet, bringing the total supply back to 100 billion Crow tokens, right? And that escrow wallet will operate under strict control mechanisms. Now, although we know that those strict control mechanisms obviously almost always get screwed over, hence Bybit getting hacked, or was it Bybit? What exchange just got hacked for like a ridiculous amount of money that was traced back to the Lazarus group in North Korea? I forget, but it was like the biggest hack in history. So like exchanges are always targeted, man. And these rules that are inside of there are meant to be broken. So anyways, here's my point. Watch out for downside on Cronos is my point, right? Watch out for some potential downside. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Some of that Bitcoin, baby. Let's talk about that Bitcoin. Okay. So micro uptrend, right? Micro uptrend. Okay. And I'll show you. Boom. Micro upward parallel, right? Let's move this. We don't need this anymore. That is the Fibonacci. Where is that fib? It's got to be all the way up here. Yep. Okay. Micro uptrend, man. Here's the only bad news. That micro uptrend is also this. A bear flag, right? Which could be a problem, okay? So that bear flag is saying that, you know, we could go up to 90,000, right? If we keep this uptrend going. We could even come down here to, 86, right? And still be in that micro uptrend, okay? So there is bullish narrative to be said for Bitcoin right now. But if you break outside of this channel, holy moly. I mean, Here's your target. Pretty crazy. 74K, right? Which is what I've been preaching for a long time. So there's that. I'm not saying that that's exactly like 100% going to happen. If you come up here and you take out this high at 91.5, like this is nullified. It's upside, right? But you got to get above 91.5, in my opinion. You got to hit 9, or at the very least, you got to hit 91.5. You don't have to get above it, but you got to hit it, okay? To get outside of this and to make sure that you are taking out these previous swing highs over here and then taking and nullifying this bear flag, right? Secondarily, we did break out of that descending wedge, right? Which is a bearish pattern, but we have not come back and back tested it. So that's why I'm saying there's still potential downside here to, you know, $84,000, something like that, $84,000. So there could be a pullback there, right? Now we do have the breakout of the, again, the falling wedge, right? And here's your price target on that. So again, it gets you up to about 91.8. Now, if you can smack through that and get above this swing high, you're looking a lot better, right? Because now you have set a new high, right? Because here's the macro stuff, right? Let's go macro style. High, low, right? Or even here. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Still a lower high here, even if you come all the way up here, right? You need to get above 93K in the short term to be able to say, okay, we're now now we've reversed the micro or the macro downtrend, right? And that's when you macro start going up. Now, micro wise, you just need to get above 91.5. You just need to hit 91.5. And then you've set that new higher high from a micro perspective. So that's the good news on Bitcoin. Those are your two levels, 91.5 and then 93, call it 93,000 almost exactly, right? You got to hit those two levels in order for the macro to turn around to bullish, okay? Because you can still come up here to, you know, $90,000, right? Boom, front run that and then come down and set a lower low at $74,000. So just watch out. Like it can go either way here. It can go either way here. And as you see on that fault or on that ascending triangle, we hit the target almost exactly. Okay. You wicked right through it and you went to the top end of that target. Bam. There's the top end of the target. Look where we're at, right? You could be double topping here to take a nice move down. This could have been a bull flag, but it went down way too friggin' fast. Okay. It went down way too freaking fast. But, you know, let's call it a bull flag. Let's say it is a bull flag. Let's move this. Let's say this is the bull flag. I mean, this is super, super, like, downward trending bull flag. It's a very, very tight bull flag. Yeah, I mean, it's broken out. If you double top here, it's a problem, right? If you get a rejection here, it's a problem. Also, if you get a rejection here and you drop, that's a swing failure pattern, okay? So what exactly is this target, right, on this bull flag? So as you can see, this is the staff. All you have to do is draw the flag. Now you have your confirmed breakout on this candle, right? And then you take your staff, you copy and paste it over, boom, you drag it to the breakout point, and then you just measure 75% of that, right? So what's 75% of this? Call it $89,600, right? That's what you would be aiming for. The full extension on this bull flag is going to be $90,568. That is essentially how you figure out where could we go on a bull flag. And then obviously you want to have your stop loss below this prior swing low right here, right? Which is at about $86,859. And if you want it to be super tight, you should set it below this swing low, $87,584. Now, let's talk about the, let's just delete this thing. Actually, let's not delete it. Let's save it. Now, let's talk about everything else, right? So this is what is called a swing failure pattern, okay? This is the highest high on this uptrend, which is right here, right? then you come up and you try to break out, even if you wick above this, okay? If you don't close a candle above this level, which is like almost exactly $88,815, if you don't close a candle above it, it's what's called a swing failure pattern, and you will fall, okay? So you will fall, and that would be considered a double top. And if you want to know what a double top is, all you got to do is go to my handy dandy charting pattern section, and you'll see the double top, which is right here. Bam, double top, baby. Right there. That is the textbook double top. And if you look at this, what's that look like? Boom, boom, double top. It could also be an MA pattern, right? So there's a secondary pattern that could be on here. Now that we know what the swing failure pattern is, let's look at everything else, right? This could be potentially playing out to be called an MA pattern, okay? So what exactly is an MA pattern? Well, it's where you come up here, boom, 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 right? You come down here, and then guess what happens? You come back up and you retest that prior swing low right around here, and then guess what happens? Bam, you come down. That's giving you a target of about $83,900 on 75% of that measured move, which means that you would take out, this is why you got to watch for this, you'd be taking out all the moving averages. And if you get under this 200, it's bad news bears, okay? Now, if you can break above this level, right, this is your key level, you need to close above $88,800, okay? That's all it comes down to. That is all it comes down to. 1 hour candle, close above $88,800, and you've got bullish nature. I'm taking a small scalp short here. I'm going to place my stop loss right up here, okay? Because I know if we close up here, then it's bullish nature. The market is starting to turn around into a bullish market, right? So let's see if this MA pattern plays out. And again, I have all of this stuff in my handy dandy document. If anybody wants it, just tell me in the comments section and I'll put it up on a web page for you to download. No problem. For free. I don't want money for it. Just take it. Take it, please. Learn some stuff. Make your charting and your trading a little bit more lethal and do your thing, right? So this is what an MA pattern looks like. And I'm not saying that this is going to play out. I'm saying if this plays out, this is what it will look like. So just watch out for it, right? So let's get that off of there. Now we've got, we know we broke out from the ascending triangle. We are way outside of this FRVP, okay? We are way outside of this local FRVP. And as you can see, the value area high is right here. We're starting to get more into a potential rejection from the other FRVP, which is that micro or that macro FRVP that's right here, right? So if you look at this, we've gotten back above the value area low, right? Of this macro FRVP that's measured all the way back to here where we started to go parabolic. But let's see where that actually plays out, because if we drag this all the way over here, let's see where it puts us. Yeah, we're just barely reclaiming that value area low, right? We reclaimed it, back tested it, which is bullish, right? That is bullish, that's for sure. Let me move this down here really quick and we'll talk about this. This is bullish, man. You came up here, you got rejected from it. You came back down, you got a nice rounded bottom. You came back up, boom. You bullishly back tested it, and now you're bouncing. So now all you got to do, like I said, is get above $89,000, $88,800, somewhere around that range. And you're looking really good. We're looking really good, right? But is that going to happen? I don't know. Let's look and see what the oscillators, are the oscillators oscillating? You know, are they telling us anything? I mean, it's got room to run. It's got room to run before it gets into overbought territory. So let's look at that. And let's look at the stochastics. That's the problem. Your stochastic, boom, right? Now the stochastic, let's see if it has a, that's not good. Stochastic has a bearish divergence on it. So as you can see, lower highs, right? Higher highs. The stochastic has a bearish divergence on it. This could just be a shakeout for a quick scalp, in my opinion. Let's see what Market Cipher says. Market Cipher B. Yeah, I mean, if your momentum waves continue to trend down, though, and your price trends up, say you do come up here, that's going to be a bearish divergence as well, right? Especially if you get a a trigger wave right here where this VWAP curls back up and then they both curl down at the same time. That's a downward trigger wave that's pointing to downside. Okay. So just watch out for that as well. I'm taking a small scalp short here. I'm not going to bet the farm on it. Maybe like a 2K position or something like that. At 10x leverage. Nothing crazy. I'm not putting like a 15 grand on this position. I'm not going to like, don't full port this. Do not full port this. This is a scalp. Okay. This is a scalp and you need to treat it as such. Okay. Because here's where you could potentially retrace to, right? Maybe $85,000, $84,000 range. That's where the 0.786 and the 618 is, right? So 618 is at 85.3 and the 0.786 is at 84,000. Now here's the only problem that you're going to run into. If you do retrace here, you've lost the 50 and you're probably going to lose the 100 moving average, right? If you retrace here, and you could be losing the 200 moving average depending on how long it takes you to retrace here, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. When you're watching this, you got to watch your dynamic supports and resistances, which are moving averages, and those moving averages are acting as support right now, right? So just make sure that you pay attention to that, because I promise you, came down here, you banged on the 50, you bounced, right? If you come back down here and you bang on it again, you might break down and come down here to the 100, right? So just watch out for this stuff. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm saying these are the things that you need to be watching for whenever you're looking at this stuff, right? Now, let's look at some of these Fibonacci's and see what we can extrapolate any data from that. So we've got the all-time high Fibonacci. As you can see, we literally just retraced to the 0.382, got a rejection, right? Does that mean we come back down to the 0.236, which is at 84K, 84.3, somewhere in that realm? Maybe, right? But this is pulled all the way from the ultimate all-time high down to the ultimate all-time low right here, right? So there's that one. Okay, that's fine. Let's check out the swing high to the swing low. This is the swing high to the swing low. And as you can see, we just retraced to the 0.786 and then boom, rejection, right? Came down to the 0.618, got a bounce. If we set a lower high here, boom, it's probably coming down, right? Probably down here to the 84.6 range, somewhere in that realm. And then we've got the ultimate high to the ultimate low, which is right here on this kind of after this dump, right? This big dump, boom, you've got the ultimate high to the ultimate low. You're literally hitting the 0.618 right now. That is what's called the golden pocket. That is a really, really good place to target for a long, right? And take profit here and then potentially enter back to the short side. Okay, now the secondary thing that you're looking at is you've also got your upward parallel that you're now running into the top of, right? Then you've got the upward end of your bear flag that you're also running into. You've got a potential MA pattern forming, right? Upward trending parallels, they break down, not up, okay? And as you can see, if it breaks down, it's probably coming down to about 85.3, right? But then you're going to start losing moving averages and potentially losing momentum and turning that, RSI to the downside, stochastic RSI to the downside. Nice little, trigger wave potentially on market cipher, potentially, not guaranteed, right? So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin right now. If you were following my gold analysis at all, you also know that I called the top on gold. $3,055, right? That short, we're in it. It is playing out right now. And we have set our stop loss to where we are not going to, there's no possible way that we lose money. Our stop loss is at $3,040, somewhere in this realm right here. Because if we break outside of this downward sloping channel, because these tend to break up, right? If we break outside of this downward sloping channel, especially if we take out these highs right here, these previous highs right here, then it's not looking good, because we came up, we tried to take out those highs. We kind of have like a lower high. Then we have a higher low here. As you can see, here's the previous low, higher low, bounced off the 200 moving average, right? And then boom, higher high than that previous high, even though it was on a wick. But here's the only problem. That's a swing failure pattern, right? That is a swing failure pattern because you didn't close your candlestick above that swing high, right? So that is a swing failure pattern, as you can see. This closed at, what was it? 3,028.74, and this closed at $3,020. So about $8 less. Wait, no, my bad. Where's the close? 3,028.74, 3,028.68. So that is a confirmed swing failure pattern by like 8 cents, right? Even if you take it from the wicks, or even if you take it from the candle closes, it's still a swing failure. You take it from the wick high, it's 100% a swing failure pattern. There could be further downside on gold. The other thing I'm seeing on gold, does that look like an inverted cup and handy to you? That could bring you down to $2,973. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm sticking with my short position, and especially for the simple fact that my short position is guaranteed to make me money, because I now have my stop loss in profit, right? And then say it takes my stop loss out. Cool. We revisit it and we see here. And if we see that the strength is failing up here again, we just re-enter that same short position and then we write it back down to our profit targets down here at about $2,950 or even the $3,000 range. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Bing, bang, boom. If anybody has anything that they want to say in the comments section, let me know. If you have any altcoins, we've got over 4 dozen people on this stream. If you have any altcoins you want me to look at, go ahead and drop them in the comments section. I'd love to do it. The Crow people think we're Donna Goodo out here, baby. They think that we're Donna Goodos.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
I'm innocent, man. I'm innocent. All right, let's see what else we got. Richard 4 says he's screwed on Crow. As it sits right now, you are 100% not screwed on Crow. Let's do some Crow analysis, baby. USD. All right, Cronos. Look at that, dude. Is that not the craziest thing that you have ever seen? This is like literally some super non-bullish news, right? But somehow Crow pumps from, it even gapped up. Look at that. Dude, that thing pumped by 45%. As it sits right now, it's up 30% from its previous range, right? That is crazy, crazy work right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this fib, man. We'll pull it from here to the high. Perfect 618 retrace, dude. Mwah! You cannot make this up. Wow. 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 Right? Let's see what the 0.618 retrace would be on this. 0.5 retrace exactly immediately. Wow, dude. I mean, this is textbook stuff, dude. I mean, this is crazy. That's crazy work on Crow, man. Scroll back, see what we got. Dude, I mean, you took out these previous swing highs over here. You took out every swing high over here. Like, I don't know, man. This looks like short city to me. You come up here to 11 cents. That's short city to me. I'm shorting at 11 cents. I'm shorting at 11 cents. I'm the guy that's shorting gold right now. And everybody was like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, I already know what time it is, man. This is the ultimate high. There's a topping tail there. You got a bearish divergence on the weekly, the monthly, the hourly, the 4-hour. You had RSI in unprecedented numbers or in unprecedented overbought territory. You started to round out and top out. You hit the 1.618 retrace on a trend-based fib all the way back from 2018 to 2020 to 2022's low. Like, yeah, dog, everything was telling me to short there. That's why I'm short there. Now, am I going to get stopped out for a small profit? Yeah, I absolutely could. You know, but at the end of the day, was I right? 100%. 100%. So my bias is you come back up here to 11 and 12 cents. Dude, that's short city with the news that we just saw. He said his is locked up for another 6 months. Richard 4 with the hospital pizza, man. 7K locked up and useless for now, man. Hey, everybody pray for Richard 4. We wish you well. We wish you well, right? We want to see your stuff get unlocked. Over 40% overnight, then went down another 10% according to my notices. Yeah. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, bro, your 7K went up $3,500 today. It would be cool to be able to get out of it. I don't know if you can. I don't know what their lockup periods are. Dude, R. Gilbert's always here with the Cardano. He said, Cardano, baby. Let me see some Cardano. I need to see some Cardano. Cardano's got derivatives on Coinbase. You see this? Coinbase stepping his game up. Good for, look at you, Coinbase. Look at you. Putting your big boy pants on. You got your big boy pants on, right? All right, so, you know we took this profitable short, bing, bang, boom, whatever. You know, like, we call these things out all the time. He said, don't make me pull out my charts, man. I'll pull them out. Holster those charts for a second, R. Gilbert. Let me get to it, man. Let me get to it. If R. Gilbert sends me another chart, I'm going to screen share it to everybody and show you how absolutely insane this guy's charts are. They are like, it is like reading hieroglyphs, and I am not Egyptian, right? I'm not Egyptian. I'm Italian. For God's sakes. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, come on. All right, let's delete that. All joking aside, here's where ADA is going. Cardano. Okay, looks like you can pull back to about 72 cents, right? Ooh, that's a nice level, baby. I like that level. I love that level. Drew loves that level, right? Why? Because that's where the 200 moving average is and the 100 moving average is. And the 100 moving average just crossed above the 200 there. That's going to be a critical level of support, especially if you get through this 0.5, because that's where the 50 is on the 1 hour chart at least, right? 73 cents, man. 72 to 73 cent range. That's what I'm liking. That's a big old check mark for a long. Some of that long. Let's see. Let me see if we I want to see if we did like a fat retrace over here, right? Get all this stuff off of my chart, man. Hold on. Let's zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. I want to see what all these lines are. What are all these lines? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a downward sloping trend channel. Ooh, it's a massive bull flag. Ooh. Cardano went to $7. Oh! I'm just kidding. It's at 75 cents. Don't get too happy. I told you stop looking at him upside down. I transposed it. How did you get that picture? Top Gun reference. How did you get that picture of that MiG like that and the pilot inside of it? Well, I was inverted. I invert R. Gilbert's charts, man. Help me, Tom Cruise. That's what I say every time R. Gilbert sends me a chart. Help me, Tom Cruise. It's crazy Scientology magic, man. All right. I mean, this is micro bullish. Micro bullish, right? Macro still downtrend. Micro bullish. Low. High. High or low. But you got to get up here. Blig up. And then it's blast off. It's bliggity blast off, right? You'd like to see it take out that high, come back test it, boom, that's Long City, right? So if I'm a Cardano, Cardano trader, right? If I like to trade Cardano, that's where I'm longing, right? I know for a fact that I'm longing on the retrace of that, right? And I'm targeting some serious, like dumb, wild, stupid gains, probably up to about $1.80, right? That's where I'm longing on Cardano. I'm gonna set my stop loss probably below this previous swing high right here. Right now, the biggity blast off, the biggity bull fliggity, the biggity bull flag. Yeah. So in any case, that's what we're seeing on Cardano, at least right now. Now here's the short term, right? That's more long term. Okay. So let's get this biggity bull flag off of here. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. We'll just say 1 day bull flag. 1 day bull. Did I put too many L's? No. We don't want to take no L's on this channel. We want to take gains. Okay, so you're running into your potential quintuple top, right? It's a quintuple top, right? So you've got one here, right? If you just extend this over here. 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, 4, 5 top, 6 top, 7 top, more. Red face, blue face, green face, yellow face, knick-knack, paddywhack, give Cardano a bone. What do we know about these trend lines, though? Whenever you bang on them for so long, it's like kicking down a door, right? The more you bang on it, the less, like, resistance it has. So if you can get above this and bullishly backtest it, that's Long City, okay? And when I say Long City, I mean you got to watch what Bitcoin's doing. That biggity big daddy Bitcoin, buddy, that Bitcoin, brother, right? So you got to come right here, boom. And here's what you have to do. You have to regain the 200 moving average, which is this green line, and you're trying to do it right now. You're above it, okay? You got to regain that moving average, right? And then you bounce above this friggin' line, right? And hopefully you take out this swing high on your way up, right? And then you come back down, you bullishly backtest this. That's where you enter long, okay? Now you have to be extremely careful with this one. And you would set your stop loss somewhere in that range, right? And then I would be targeting probably this area right here, okay? That's short term. That's short term. You got a 1.68 risk to reward. And, you know, you could probably set your stop loss here if you wanted to. But honestly, I would be more safe setting it here because I would want to set it outside of the 50, outside of the 100, and outside of this very, very long-term pivot point, right? That goes all the way back to here, okay? It's a pivot point. Is that one as strong? I don't believe so. This one's pretty cut and dry. So that's what I'm seeing on Cardano. But if you break below this level, that's where it gets nasty. Okay, because you've got a bear flag here. Okay, you got a bear flag. And I think we can all agree upon that. Whether you like Cardano or not, I think we can all agree that this is a bear flag. Okay. Hold tight. Hold on tight. We going down. I mean, yeah, that'd be taking me like 42 cents. It's a massive downward move. I'm not saying you'll get there, but I'm saying watch out for the 59 cent level if you break down from here, right? This is a bear flag. This is a bear flag. That is what we would call the bear fliggity, the biggity bear fliggity, right? So let's call it that. 1 hour bear flag. Okay, we'll see what up. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening, right? Let's go back to Cronos, though. I need to see that again. This is hard to chart, man. I mean, just like put a gun to my head, say, Drew, you got to pick a side, short it. Like, short it. Look how overextended it is from the 21 moving average on the 4 hour chart, right? Let's look at the RSI on this bad boy. Yeah. Look at that thing, man. I mean, this was at almost 90. That is insanity. It's at 80 right now on the 4 hour, dude. Dead.
Like, I'm feeling a little irked, or at least like irked adjacent, and then these guys bring in their bad vibes. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
Like, Drew, stop bringing in your bad vibes, man. I'm like not having a good time. Like irked or irked adjacent at the very least, man. Come on, man. What the hell? All right. 0.618 retrace, dude. This is the daily chart. Look at that RSI. Crossing into overbought territory, baby. Like, it can get way up there. Don't get me wrong. I can get way up there. But, I mean, it can also just get rejected. Boom. 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 Boom, right? It just gets rejected. But it could be one of these outliers, right? Where it goes up to friggin' 98. Dude, I mean, this was like, what happened here? Blick up. Dude, that thing went from what? 12 cents down to 8.8 cents. That's crazy. I mean, I don't see much. I mean, you are overheated on the daily chart on the RSI, but I want to see what the hourly chart's telling me. Massively overheated on the Stoke, right? That Stoke's getting up there. That Stokety, Stoke, man. The Stokety, man. Yeah. Is that a bearish divvy on the Stokes, man? I'm so totally not stoked. Yeah, man. Look at that bearish divvy. Oh, man. Shit, you gotta be kidding me, bro. This is not bullish, dude. All right, let's look at the 1 hour chart. It's like super not bullish, dude. That's what we call a damn Daniel.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans.
Spicy, man. All right. I mean, you're not overheated, but are you going to get a rejection here at this signal line, or are you going to get a crossover? This is a pretty pivotal point in a history of Crow, right? It's pivotal. You are bottomed out, and you're leaving oversold territory. I mean, this thing could pump, man. This thing might rip. It might come up here back up to 12 cents. I'm not shorting at 11 cents yet. I'm a short at 12 cents, especially if we get a swing failure pattern there. And this stokety stoke gets all the way up here. I'll be stoked, man. Stoked to take a short up here at 12 cents if the stoke's up there. And the RSI is in overbought territory. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Best case scenario for you is you actually take out this swing high right here and say you go to like 12.2 cents or something like that. And then this is what happens to your RSI. 12.2 cents, reversal, right? Bearish divvy, the bearish divergence, right? That's what you need to be watching out for on the Crow token. I cannot believe this thing pumped. Real talk, like all joking aside, I cannot believe that it did this when they minted 70 million new tokens. Crypto's crazy, man. Crypto's a wild, wild place to live. It's scary here. You know, like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. There's essentially nothing here except for a bull flag. And this bull flag is giving you one heck of a target, my friend. 13 cents, man. I mean, that would be crazy if this thing pumped to 13 cents. That's all I got to say. 1 hour bull flag. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, you're so over outside of this 50. It's 50 moving average. I mean, you're riding that 21. This thing's a magnet. This is what I always tell people. 21 moving average is a magnet, right? You come up, you get super outside of it, right? And then boom, you get snapped right back into it, man. I mean, like, I wish I would have seen this. Like, I did not see that. Obviously, it was like 4 a.m., you know. I definitely wouldn't have seen that, but same Pokemon, man. You can't catch them all, okay? Let's see what other... let's see what's up with Solana. Woo! Solana with the 0.5 retrace. Look at you. Look at you. Trying to take out those highs. I see you, Solana. You got a micro uptrend, too. And then, boom, you got the breakout of the friggin' what's-a-name? This thingy. What's it called? Ascending triangle, right? That's a bullish formation. A lot of people think this is a bearish formation because it almost looks like a bear pennant, but it's not. It's an ascending triangle, and I'm going to show you the difference. Bear pennant, right? Bearish symmetrical triangle. As you can see, those two right there, right? The difference is it's setting higher lows and lower highs, right? Boom. Downward movement. Setting lower highs, higher lows. Boom. Downward movement. Now, let's look at the ascending triangle. So here's the descending triangle that just broke out on whatever it's called, Bitcoin. It got nullified, right? That's also a bullish or a bearish formation. Here's a bullish formation. Ascending triangle, right? Does not have to have a flagstaff on it, right? Higher lows, same highs, right? Does that look familiar? Higher lows, same highs, breakout, right? You measure from that second touch point up to the top end of that channel. You drag it, bang, bang, boom. You take profits at the 75% of that measured move level, the 0.5 fib, and biggity bang, bang, bang. It's that simple. We were talking about this a couple days ago. I haven't been on stream in a couple days. Yeah. In any case, dude, go to my handy dandy documents. If you want it, drop it in the comments section. And boom, you'd have killed it on this trade. Solana. All right. let's stop looking at Solana. I have a request for some Sui. Yo, what just happened? There we go. I was on the wrong screen. My bad. Okay. I mean, yeah. This is why you don't schlong it sometimes. This is what I always tell people with the Max Payne scenarios. If you schlong right here, there's a chance that it just comes down, rips back to the upside, stops you out of your long, right? Your long would still be in play, and you actually would have taken profit on it because you never would have gotten stopped out if your stop was down here. But you definitely got stopped out on your short position all the way up here. But as soon as you broke out of here, you know, you would have stopped out of your short position in any case, right? So, you know, your long hit for good gains, right? And your in gains right here. This is a critical level. Your swing failure patterning this, right? Is there a bearish divvy here? Let's see what the RSI is telling us. Uh-oh. There is a bearish divvy. That is not the RSI. That is the stochastic. That is a textbook bearish divvy. Lower highs on the RSI, higher highs on the chart, as you can see. Boom, right? Textbook bearish divvy. Zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. What is going on? Delete all these brush strokes, please. Where's my brush strokes? There we go. Dang it, I'm deleting my horizontal lines, man. All right. LD says, yeah, document, baby. Please give us a document. Yeah, I got you. I'll upload these on, I'll upload these on the website. Give me a little bit to do it, obviously, right? Like, you know, but yeah, I got you. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so, I mean, right here, you just want to stay in your long, right? You entered your long here. Boom. If you entered here at the 0.236, you're in an even better situation, right? Delete this short. I mean, in my opinion, this is trending up, but you need to crack this high right here. Sui's got to get above $2.50.6, right? In order to continue trending up. Otherwise, this is a lower high. Even though you set higher lows here, it's likely that you're going to come back down here, right? And if you look, you've broken out of this parallel, which is great, right? And that's what you want to see. You've broken out of this parallel over here. Let me get this thing off of here. And your main target is going to be like the highs up here near the top of that parallel, right? So now that you've broken out of that parallel, that's where you would have entered your long position, at least as I teach, right? So you broke out of the parallel, you back tested it 2 times here, boom, you enter long, and then this is your, you know, you've already probably in a position if you were paying attention to me last time. But, you know, say that you entered on the back test of this, set your stop loss just outside of that 0.236, right? And back inside of this trend channel, boom, easy enough. And then bam, you're targeting serious upside, in my opinion. Like you're targeting, this is a swing trade. So 36x risk to reward, dude. This would be a massive swing trade. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't even take it that far. I would take it to about right here, $2.86. And then see what happens there. Then target these highs, right? See what happens there. Target these highs. Leg up, leg down, right? Hold your long if you're in it. At this point, right? Maybe set your stop loss to like under this swing low. Because now that you're starting to trend up, right? If you go back under this swing low, you're probably going to you're going to confirm your market structure to the downside, which is this market structure. This is still a lower high. This is a higher low, right? But if this is a lower high, then you're going to continue your market structure. Probably going to take these lows. So just be careful. Be careful. Always lock in profits, man. Always lock in profits. No one will ever laugh at you for making money, but people will always laugh at you if you lose money in a stupid way. So there's that. Adrian Kent said, it's boom time, baby. Guardians of DeFi. You got a wild profile picture, my friend. Hold up. gotta bust out the props, man. You gotta bust out the props. I got a mask like that. Back in my first starting my YouTube channel days where I was calling out scams and like dummy devs and clown creators. And I was like, oh, I swear we're not going to rug pull you. I swear we're not going to rug pull you. And then they did. And I was using this to make fun of them because they're like, oh, we're anonymous. It's DeFi, man. Decentralized finance. You shouldn't know who runs the company. And I'm like, you absolutely should know who runs the company, guys. 100% you should. Let's go to ETH LD. Keep your minds out of the gutter. Do not say anything about LD, okay? He says he wants to look at some ETH. Let's look at some ETH. Woo! Damn! Lethal with the longs, man. Lethal with the longs. Bang, bang. Holster that. Maybe I should do an anonymous channel and just tell people the wrong things. Be like, whatever my technical analysis is, tell them to do the opposite of that. Be like, yeah, but I'm anonymous, man. You can't get me. In any case, you're killing it on this long, man. You bounced off of the bottom end of this trend channel. You're targeting the top of it. If Bitcoin pumps, great. I would be moving my stop loss right here, okay? This is what I would be doing right now. If I'm in this long, I'm moving my stop loss below these swing lows. I'm protecting my gains. And honestly, if you want to, you can move them below these swing lows because if you lose the 50, you're likely to come down to the 100 and then come down here and test this 200. I mean, I would be setting my stop loss pretty tight on this because you're in some pretty decent gains. So, yeah, be that as it is, that's what it is. That it is what it is, right? Yeah, I mean, this is the schlong prince again, right? But actually, you wouldn't have entered this short position. Or maybe you would have, and you would have just taken profits right here. Or, you know, taken profits after you got outside of this channel. But essentially what was happening, I was like, hey, there's a falling wedge here. This tends to break up and out, right? And then there's also a downward sloping parallel that dates back like ungodly amounts of time back to December, right? So if you can bounce off the bottom of this and regain it, you're looking pretty darn good. So in my opinion, next shortable level is $2,300. That's where you're targeting on your long too. Or even maybe right here at about 2230, right? Because that's where those previous swing highs are. But I would be setting my stop loss below this, like basically at about $2,000 or so, right? Because if you break below that, like that's where you're getting below this trend line. And if you come back and backtest this trend line and get a bounce, that's where you could long it. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on in the markets right now, man. Hopefully that's helpful to everybody. He said documents are fun and we can pretend to be Drew without the braids. Oh man, I can't imagine what I would look like without braids anymore. I used to look inherently different, right? I used to have like a hard part. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I think you can just see it on my YouTube. Yeah, right there. Look at me. Oh, I'm in studio. Yeah. See, I used to have like short hair with like a hard part. What a good looking guy with his hard part from 1930s America, right? Wow. Now look at him with his crazy braids, looking like a velociraptor. All right, with that being said, I appreciate everybody for showing up. We'll see what happens with Bitty Bitcoin. What's happening? Yeah, $88,000. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, man. We got to take out those levels. If you don't remember what the levels were, scroll back or rewind the tape. I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go back in the video where we were talking about it, and we'll see what happens. I'm in a short-term short. I'm in a short-term short, man. I'm going to be targeting $85,000. Maybe 86. I don't know. We'll take it at level by level. With that being said, I will see everybody in the next stream. I appreciate you so much. Show up to my friggin' videos that I'm dropping that are long form videos. Please, for the love of all that is Tom Cruise, show up to my videos, man. Come on, support the channel. I will see you in the next stream or on my next video if you show up. Peace.